Hello, I'm Francois, and we are on TV now. We are live, of course, and we have a visitor who is going to be interviewed about global health, and I will be asking him different questions. But before, I can give him a time and introduce himself.
Thank you so much. I'm Hahirwabasenga. Today I'm our guest, so I'm ready to answer all the questions that you ask me.
Yeah, thank you very much. To start with the first question, global health seems to be in the news more and more in recent years. Talk about what global health is and why it's important to pay attention to it.
Thank you so much. Global health, first of all, let's start by defining what health is. Health refers to the states of having complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and no merely the absence of disease. Global health refers to the area of study where the research and the practices take place as priority with the purpose of improving the health and achieving equity in health for all people all over the world. Also, global health, it's very important to pay attention on it because it emphasizes on transnational health issues, determinants, and the solutions. It also involves medicines within and beyond the health sciences and promotes interdisciplinary collaboration. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's proceed with the second question. Can come to us in different ways. I want you to explain the difference between communicable and non-communicable disease.
Thank you so much. Communicable disease are those diseases which passes from one person to another.
Yes.
These diseases are generally caused by some bacteria or viruses or any other pathogen. Some examples of communicable disease includes flu. You know that the flu is transmitted from air. That's you can get flu from one person to another. Another it's also AIDS, where you can get it from when you have like a sexual intercourse with someone else, and malaria. But non-communicable disease are those diseases which don't spread from one person to another. Non-communicable disease are mainly caused by allergy, long illness, abnormalities like inherited, and also malnutrition. Some examples of non-communicable disease include diabetes, cancer, and also allergies. Thank you.
Thank you for your second answer. And let's proceed with the third question. Let's talk about Ebola. Since I'm sure most of our viewers have heard about a lot about that. What is it? Is it communicable or non-communicable? How do people get it?
Thank you so much. Ebola is a communicable disease which affects people and human primates like monkeys, gorillas, and also chimpanzees. This disease is caused by an infection with a group of viruses within the genus called Ebola virus. The virus which are known to cause Ebola disease in people are Ebola viruses, Sudan viruses, typhoid, and also Bundibugyo viruses. There are also others which are known to cause this disease in non-human primates and pigs, such as resto viruses. The Ebola viruses spread to people through the direct contact with bodily fluids of a person who is sick with or who has died from Ebola virus disease. This means that people can get Ebola through contact and also through the sexual contact. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's proceed with the fourth question. And it's asked that what would lies a person risk of getting Ebola?
Thank you so much. How to raise a person is of getting Ebola is through the contact with a person who has already affected by Ebola viruses disease. This is because the viruses spread through direct contact with blood or body fluids like urine, like saliva, like sweat, feces, like vomit, and also breast milk, and also semen of a person who is sick with or who has died from Ebola viruses disease. It means that the viruses can spread also from the objects such as the needles and syringes, which contaminated with body fluids from a person or a person sick with Ebola virus disease, or the body of a person who died from Ebola virus disease. Another which can raise a person's risk to get Ebola, it's having a contact with a semen from a man who recovered from Ebola virus disease through oral, vaginal, or anal sex. Also can also raise the risk of getting Ebola. Thank you.
Okay. Question number 5 ask that to prevent or at least lessen the chance of getting Ebola, what should people do?
Thank you so much. To make sure that the people are preventing themselves from being attacked by Ebola, the people should avoid contact with blood and bodily fluids such as urine, feces, saliva, sweat, vomit, and also vaginal fluids, especially when they are in the area where Ebola attacked. Another thing that they have to do is also they have to avoid the items that may come in contact with those infected people, and also the people should avoid the funeral or burial rituals that require handling the body of someone who died from the viruses of Ebola. Then the last that they have to do to prevent being affected by Ebola is that they should avoid contact with bats and also non-human primates of blood, fruits, and raw meat prepared from those animals, or meat from anonymous sources when they are in the area which are affected by Ebola. Thank you.
Going to the question number 6. Outbreaks such as the one related to Ebola can generate a lot of rumors and misinformation and even panic about what the disease is, how it is transmitted, and how likely people are to get it. Talk about the need for educating people about fact versus myth.
Thank you so much. First of all, the people, it's important that the people know the truth, so as to avoid transmitting the false information. It is in that connection that people have to know about the facts and the myth, so that they can be able to tell the truth instead of spreading rumors. People have to tell the information with evidences and avoid spread the information go somewhere where they don't have the evidences. We know that facts are based on the ability to gather scientific evidences as a proof of the statement. It means that facts, they are details, but the myths originate from the people's thoughts and also and beliefs. And those myths, they are often stories. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. Let's move to the 7th question. How about the complications that Ebola raises for the right of travelers and responsibilities of government? Cassie Hawkins, for example, a nurse from mine who returned to the States following a trip to West Africa in the fall of 2014, promptly had quarantine-related restrictions thrust upon her. Restrictions that she was very much against. Briefly, describe the difficulty of balancing individual rights and government responsibility.
Thank you so much. People have the rights to live, but also they have to make sure that their rights are not harming others. They have the rights. We are under the laws. It means that we have to make sure that whatever we are doing, we are not harming the government responsibility. However, the government also has to respect the people's rights. Like what happened to Hickox and her boyfriend when they planned to go to the University of Maine at Fort Kent. They asked him to stay away from campus. I think that they could have first conducted research about him to see if he has restrictions that don't allow him to enter in the school. Individual rights refers to those civil liberties or freedom that people are entitled to in America. These rights include the right to life, the right to liberty, the right to pursuit of happiness, as sort of in the Declaration of Independence. Then also they have the freedom of speech, religion, praise, assembly, and all others. Again, the citizens have to respect and treat carefully around the rights of others. This means that your rights of doing something don't have to trample the others' rights. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for that answer. Let's move to the following question, which is question number 8. Let's talk about smoking and tobacco use, which is considered a big world health problem and raise similar issues to Ebola in terms of rights and responsibilities. Just about everyone knows that smoking harm health. What does it do to the body?
Thank you so much. Smoking is very harmful to the body
Yeah.
because it leads to disease and disabilities and harms nearly every organ of the blood. The stat shows that more than 16 million Americans are living with disease caused by smoking. Smoking also causes cancer, heart disease, stroke, lung disease, diabetes, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which includes emphysema and also chronic bronchitis. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for answering this question number 8. Let's proceed with question number 9. And what about secondary smoke? I mean, second-hand smoke. Explain what that is and how it affects people.
Thank you so much. Second-hand smoke refers to environmental tobacco smoke inhaled involuntarily from tobacco being smoked by others. This second-hand smoke exposure contributes to approximately 41,000 deaths among non-smoking adults. Again, there are also 400 deaths in infants each year because of this second-hand smoke. And also, second-hand smoke can cause stroke, lung cancer, and also can cause coronary heart disease in adults. And also, second-hand smoke affects children negatively because it increases the risk for sudden infant death syndrome, acute respiratory infection, and also middle ear disease. And also, it can cause more severe asthma and slow the lung growth to the children.
Okay. Let's move to the following question, which is question number 10. And as you know, people don't typically think of tobacco as a drug like heroin or cocaine, but the addiction it increases is strong, isn't it? Should we think of tobacco use as a form of substance abuse?
Thank you so much. I think on this question, tobacco use has become addiction to some people because of its nicotine. This appears when the people try to quit smoking, but only 6% are able to quit in a given year. Most smokers, when they want to quit, they will try to multiple atoms so as to be able to quit this smoking. And also, I think that we should think of tobacco as a form of substance abuse Because nicotine increases the levels of the neurotransmitter dopamine in the reward circuits like others drug of abuse, where it reinforces the behavior of taking it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for every questions you managed to respond, and it's a pleasure to be with you, and your ideas really contributed much to the global health awareness. Thank you.
Thank you so much.